Hello, and welcome to another devotional connection. I was reflecting on this whole concept of the Christian journey, the core of it, if you will, called abiding. Over the last year and leading up to this sermon series, there's been much reflection on my current spiritual walk. I don't know about you, but I have wrestled with allowing God to complete control over all my circumstances. I started with small things and am progressing to larger and at times newer circumstances that I have to let Him handle. I have always been fascinated by the strength and courage of some of the Bible characters. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were used by God to change a kingdom. Yet it began, if you will, with their refusal to eat the king's food and continue to do things God's way, challenging the current status quo and even as newly acquired slaves. David was willing to fight a giant that terrified an entire army of men as a 12-year-old boy. Joseph endured betrayal, slavery, and prison, yet he stuck to his God. Even Jesus, after being lost for 3 days, was found in the temple preaching. When his parents asked where he had been, his response was simply, "Why did you seek me? Didn't you know I must be about my Father's business?" Luke chapter 2, verse 49. What was it about these guys that at such a young age they had the conviction of giants in them? And yet sometimes, if you're just reading the story, those particular stories are just warm-ups to what I affectionately call heaven's monster, named Paul. In 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 16 through 33, Paul lists some of the sufferings he has had to endure. 5 times he was beaten by the Jews like Jesus was, with the 40 minus 1. 3 times with rods he was beaten. He was stoned once, shipwrecked in the open sea for a night and a day. Constantly he faced danger from bandits, rivers, his fellow countrymen, and Gentiles. He faced danger in the city, in the country, at sea. He'd gone without sleep, food, and water. He'd gone without clothing, and he felt the cold of the night because he was naked. Yet this is the same man who said he was the chief of sinners and said he was at war within himself because the things he wanted to do, he didn't do. The things he didn't want to do, he did. This man is credited with writing at least 13 of the books in the New Testament, as well as being known for his unwavering dedication to the cause of Christ. What is it that these great men of faith had that we are missing? And where do we even begin to approach being that bold, that fearless, that imbued with the Holy Spirit, that the impossible becomes reality and fear finds no place in our vocabulary? Well, quite simply, it starts with abiding. It starts with truly giving God control and letting Him transform us into what we were meant to be. The only question is, why haven't we started yet? Talk to you again soon.